GM soldiers, in today's video I'm going to explain what are the best indicators on TradingView to identify liquidity swings, because I got many requests about this kind of indicators of identifying liquidity swings on the charts. So as you can see here, I have the Bitcoin US dollar chart, and I got loaded into my TradingView chart these two indicators, the liquidity swings by Lux Algo, and the swing points and liquidity by Leviathan. If you want to add these indicators into your TradingView chart, you just need to type here into the indicators tab, liquidity swings, and you can see here the liquidity swings by Lux Algo, this one with almost 12,000 people that is using it, and also the swing levels and liquidity by Leviathan, that is 4,000 people that is using this indicator. The settings of these indicators, for example, the Leviathan one, the Leviathan capital swing points and liquidity, the settings that I like to use are, I leave everything by default. The only thing that I change is this, that is comes by default deactivated, and I want to activate it because I like to show the volume that was executed at every swing point that the indicator prints in the chart. Okay, I leave everything else by default. Also, it's very important to leave this checked because it calculates the swing liquidity points with the open interest of Binance perpetuals, BitMEX perpetuals, Kraken perpetuals. Okay, so it's very important to leave this activated. If you want to use the liquidity swings by Lux Algo, I leave the settings by default. The only thing that I want to change, if this comes in full range, I want to change it to weak extremity. Okay, but everything I leave it by default. So these are the settings that I'm going to use. As you can see, both indicators are highlighting the same liquidity levels. If I switch off the liquidity swings by Lux Algo, you can see that almost the same levels are being highlighted by the two indicators. Okay, now if I switch off the Leviathan capital one, you can see that almost the same levels, because the swing liquidity points you can also identify it by naked eye. These are just price action concepts. Okay, when you see weak rejections, okay, you can identify this as a swing low or a swing high. But if you prefer to use an indicator, I encourage you to use the swing points and liquidity by Leviathan, because I think that is more visual and is more easy for you to understand. And also, it has a look back period. What is a look back period? As you can see here, if I switch off the Leviathan capital one and I switch on the Lux Algo, you can see here that these lines here, these red lines that the Leviathan one prints here, are not visible. Okay, and this is telling me that here were liquidity swing points in the past. Okay, you can see the last swing high when Bitcoin was at 73k, almost 74 here. Okay, here. So this is telling me that these areas are high liquidity areas when a lot of limit orders are clustered there. Okay, because liquidity, what is liquidity? This is a question that now I'm making to you, because many people want the indicator to see where liquidity is. But what is liquidity? Liquidity is made in the market by limit orders. Limit orders are the passive orders. So when you are in an exchange and you are trading in an exchange, you have two types of ways of trading. You can buy with a market order or sell with a market order. So you are selling at the current price, at the given price that is in this exact moment. Or you can use a limit order, that is a passive order. You put out an order at 73k on Bitcoin, for example, a sell order, and you wait till the order gets filled. This is a passive order. And liquidity in the chart, in trading, is made by limit orders, by passive orders. Okay, so liquidity, why liquidity swings work? Because when the price retraces and does a liquidity swing, for example here and here, this is telling us that in this area there are a lot of limit orders clustered there. So indeed the price is finding support around these areas, because the limit orders are breaking or are preventing the price for dropping further from this level here, because the price is finding liquidity there and is, let's say, stopping at this level. Okay, so limit orders are putting the brakes on the price, and then if this liquidity is sufficient enough, and then market buys, aggressive buyers step into the market, then the market moves to the opposite way, and this is a mean reversion trade. Okay, when the price goes back to a level and then reverse to the opposite side and goes all the way down to the opposite side. As here, for example, we go to the opposite side and then goes back to test the liquidity of the previous support, of the previous swing low. Okay, you can see here a perfect example. This is live, I'm not looking back with replay. Okay, you can see here that the price mark a liquidity swing low, liquidity swing low, then market buyers step in. That's a perfectly mean reversion trade, okay, till the last liquidity swing high, okay, test this liquidity around the top of these swing highs, okay, and then retraces again and wrecks all the people that entered here. Okay, so this is why liquidity swings indicators work very well, because they tell very accurately and very precisely where the liquidity was in past trades or past moments in the market. Okay, and you can think as a trader, if you think as happened here, you can think, okay, if here the market bounced and a lot of people position long, for example from here, a lot of liquidity, a lot of stop loss will be clustered around these areas. There is liquidity around these levels, and you need to understand the price is driven by liquidity. So what the price is going to do? The price is going to move to the area where the highest liquidity is waiting for it. So you need to view these liquidity swing lows and swing highs. For example, these swing highs, if there is liquidity enough here around these areas, the price will be attracted to these areas, and the price will want to test these highs, these all-time highs on Bitcoin. But as a lot of positioning in this case, in this exact example, in this case, as a lot of positioning was long here, the price moved and then wants to retest this liquidity area, high liquidity area. Okay, because the liquidity here was higher than the upper part. So usually these liquidity swing lows and liquidity swing highs act as a magnet for the price. So you indeed can build a trading strategy or a trading system based on these two indicators, on the swing points and liquidity by Leviathan Capital. I recommend you to use this because I think that is more complete, because use the open interest from many exchanges and the liquidity swings by Luxalgo, and also you can use the open interest delta, the volume. Okay, you have many more options to select here and to customize the indicator rather than using the liquidity swings by Luxalgo, because I think that is more simple indicator. Okay, so if I have to use one, I prefer to use the swing lows and liquidity points by Leviathan Capital. Shout out from here, as always, to Leviathan, because it makes very, very good indicators for free on TradingView for trading crypto. So as I was explaining, you need to understand that also these liquidity swings, you can identify it by naked eye. Okay, when you see weak rejections and the price bouncing to the opposite side, this is indeed a swing low, a swing low, a swing low. Okay, this also created order blocks. Okay, here bearish order block and last swing high. Okay, swing high, reverse to the downside. Here another order block. If you know how to read price action, you will know how to identify liquidity swing lows and swing highs without using these indicators. I understand that if you are a beginner trader or you are dipping your toes into the indicators on TradingView and everything, it's better for you and it's more visual for you to use this kind of indicators, because indeed they tell you graphically where is the liquidity waiting in the chart. at least theoretically, okay? Because to know if the liquidity is there, you need to look at heat maps, and even if you look at heat maps, they can spoof you, they can do spoofing and remove the limit orders that are waiting there. So liquidity is very relative. So liquidity is like support and resistance levels, okay? You need to understand these levels as support and resistance. And sometimes supports get retested and pierced to liquidate the early longs, and sometimes resistance acts as resistance and the price got rejected as it did right now, okay? So to use these indicators in your trading strategy, in your trading system, to finish this video, to wrap up this video, I encourage you to use it as support and resistance levels, okay? You need to understand that where a lot of liquidity is clustered there, you can expect that the price finds stops, finds depletion here, okay? The price rejects from these areas, stops, okay? Put the brakes on the volatility, because if the liquidity is there, these limit orders will prevent the price to go farther away from these levels, okay? You need to imagine that these are walls of liquidity that prevent the price to pierce these levels to the upside and to the downside. So knowing that and using these indicators, you can say, okay, here is a support, here is a high liquidity area. If the price approaches again this high liquidity area, I expect the price to stop, okay? Here the price stopped after a little while because it was high volatility, low volume, because we were in a weekend, okay? And also many times the price dips down below the support level where the liquidity is to trigger all the limit orders and to trigger all this long stop loss there, and then reverses to the opposite side because, as I said before, it finds liquidity and it stops the movement and then reverse. Now I don't know where the price is going to reverse, but the next liquidity levels that I see using my naked eye is this one, and obviously this one, okay? You can see here that the price, if goes here, has a high probability of finding resistance around these areas, okay? Because it was an interim high, sorry. So here we can retest these areas, then maybe pierce, then retest, maybe pierce, then retest. Usually it don't work this way, but it's to show you that these levels, this last interim high, last swing high, this is the swing high, absolute swing high, interim high, okay? These interim highs and last swing highs usually act as resistance or support. Also, a benefit from not using these indicators is that these indicators, as you can see here, right now, we are finding a new swing low. So the indicator may print in the future a liquidity swing around this area. But these indicators have a look back period, okay? So if you go here, you can see here bar right and left. Now it's 10, but if you lower, for example, here, now you see that it prints. So if you want to adjust the look back period and see these signals earlier, and you are not able to spot these signals in naked eye, reading just price action, you need to play with this, okay? With this in the swing points and liquidity by Leviathan Capital, you need to play with these settings, with the bars right and left, okay? And you see here that before, when we were at 10, you can see this swing point. Now I reduce it at 7 and I can see this swing point, this liquidity swing, okay? But if you know how to read price action, I did many videos on my channel explaining how to read price action, so I encourage you to go there and watch all the price action videos in my channel. Also, you have a reproduction list, a list to see all the videos, okay? A watch list is called, okay? So you can go there and understand how to read price action, but you can play also with the indicator if you are a beginner, okay? And you can reduce these look back periods, okay? And as you can see here right now, reducing to see that what I'm saying is true, reducing the bars left and the bars right, you can see here that this interim high that I highlighted before is being printed right now by the indicator. Before we don't have it. Okay? If I increase this to 7, this disappeared, this liquidity area. Now, if I go down here, this appears. Okay? The indicator works pretty well, works very well, indicating or highlighting in the chart the last liquidity swings that the price did. But if you know how to read price action, you will be ahead. You don't need the indicator. Okay? But I understand that if you are a beginner, you want something. Okay, you can see here, I marked this level, the indicator marked this level. Okay, it's correct anyways. These are not exact levels, okay, but you can see here, for example, this area before it doesn't appear. Okay, I marked this with the white line and now it's appearing in the chart. Okay, so this is for you to see how the indicator works. You can use indicators if you are a beginner or you don't want to draw these lines. Okay, and also you can use naked eye. Go with your naked eye, learn how to read price action, and in the end it will be better, because indicators many times give false signals and you can get fooled by the indicators. But if you are a good trader and you are an experienced trader and you have skin in the game, hours in front of the charts, and you know how to read price action, you will be able to identify these liquidity swing highs and swing lows and go ahead and identify these levels before the indicator does it, or more precisely that the indicator does it, because in the end the price is telling you a story, and if you know how to read this story as a trader, you will be ahead of the other traders that are waiting for the indicator to print the signal. So in today's video I explain you what are the best indicators on TradingView to identify swing lows and swing highs, or swing points and liquidity. I explain you how liquidity works with limit orders and why the price stops where the liquidity in high liquidity areas, because there are high limit orders clustered around these areas and they are blocking or preventing the price for dipping further below these levels or above these levels. And also I explain you the benefits from using price action in naked eye without indicators and using the indicator. Okay, so as I always said, if you don't follow me on Twitter or on this channel, go to my Twitter X account, trading_soldier, at trading_soldier, and follow me there, where I publish market updates every day and market, let's say, trading ideas and trading setups for free. So you can follow me there to benefit for free from my knowledge there. And also, if you are not subscribed on this channel, subscribe to this channel, leave me a like on this video, share the video, and if you have any doubts about these indicators, about liquidity swings, about how to identify liquidity, please leave me a comment on the comment sections and I will be glad to answer your question the best that I can, to the best of my ability. And subscribe to the channel. This way YouTube will understand that my content is relevant to you and for people that is like you, and will show my content to more people like you, so we will be better because the community will grow. And you can find me also on Instagram and on Rumble. So thank you for your time and we'll see you in the next video.